So, hi guys, good afternoon and welcome to Market Wrap with Arjit Garg, a SEBI Registered Research Analyst. Today, we'll be talking about LPG and all the stocks. Nifty has rebounded, the global indices have rebounded. So, Arjit, thank you so much for joining us. Can we start today's session?
Thank you so much for having me, Reepa. Let's get started.
Yes, perfect. So, let's look at Nifty right away. 270 points close to up from the morning.
Yes, absolutely. And Nifty, I believe today's rally was something which was very, very highly unexpected. Midnight,
Yeah.
we saw an announcement by Mr. Donald Trump, the President of the United States. He said that the war might end soon. Now, this statement came in midnight around 3:30 in the morning for us. For them, it was evening. But midnight, such statements changed the way we saw at Gift Nifty. Gift Nifty, which closed at 0.57 positive, exactly right. The moment Asian markets opened, Gift Nifty dropped to 0.2, 0.1. Why? Because earlier we had a statement from Donald Trump that the war might end soon, and right after a couple of hours, the Iranian head he said that we are not looking to negotiate with the US. So now this gives us a very volatile situation for the markets. One person is saying that the war might end soon, which gives us a very bullish idea about the markets. The other one is saying negotiation is not on our cards. So now this makes today's session very volatile. Plus, the G7 countries, they are they're liquidating all of their strategic oil reserves, which is it's an effort to bring down crude oil prices. So crude oil is falling, and the global uncertainties, both of them together created a very volatile session for Nifty 50 today. If we just look into the session closely, we'll see this is exactly the fixed 100-point range where we trade the entire day today. This is our range for the day. And another thing to point out, yesterday's session we marked a crucial level of 23,310, which I mentioned that if we cross this level, we'll turn the tables for the bullish market now. Now if we cross this level, it's time to buy the markets, enter the markets, buy good quality stocks, enter those pharmaceutical, healthcare, and defense sectors. This was the call made in yesterday's session, and we respected that level exactly. We did not break it, but it acted as a resistance for us, 24,300 in today's session. Talking about other sectors, here is a quick heat map of the sectors that we have that performed today. IT and oil and gas failed to perform. Now, the reason why oil and gas did not perform today, you might have checked the news already. We are facing a shortage of commercial gas and the liquid petroleum gas and the CNGs. All of the commercial gas that we have in the country, we're falling short of all of it. Majority restaurants in cities like Bengaluru, in main Mumbai city, they're falling short of gas. They're not able to do their day-to-day operations, which is resulting in them being temporarily shut. This creates a very negative sentiment for the entire sector, because if hotels are not able to do their operations, this will straight out impact their upcoming quarters. Because see, if you do operations, you earn money, you get revenue from it. After cutting down all the expenses, you get profit. If the revenue and profits are not coming at par, like the way it was there in the previous quarters, this will absolutely, it will create an impact on their upcoming quarters, their stock prices, and a lot more for that upcoming sector. So oil and gas, the major reason for why we saw a downfall here was the LPG prices. IT sector, we know already the AI related problems that we're facing, the problems from the Anthropic AI and various other outlook problems that we have there. That's already there, right? We already had the Anthropic problem, and then war came in. So now that war thing is now settling down, the Anthropic scare is still there, which is scaring all of the IT stocks. So I believe these are the two major reasons why we saw fall in oil and gas and IT sector. Apart from that, all the other sectors were in green today. They all performed quite very well. In fact, a quick wrap up around the top sector that we discussed, top stock we discussed yesterday. Glenmark Pharmaceuticals. We said that users have to buy that stock for a target of 2200, and we see our target is hit, and the stock has hit a high of 2240 in just one trading session. So yeah, I believe that's quite a wrap up of the market today. Anything that you have to add on this?
Correct, correct. In fact, you were telling you were very positive about the pharmaceutical sector yesterday when we were discussing.
Absolutely, and we saw a huge move in pharmaceutical today. If we just load up the charts of pharma sector, we'll just quickly look at it. Nifty Pharma Index, and this is the move that we saw in pharmaceutical sector. Now again, it's a sideways, but with a bullish sign of sideways market. So yeah, pharmaceutical and healthcare. That is the way you have to look out for at least for next 1 to 2 weeks, especially in such scenarios.
Correct, correct. So, Ajit, can we look at stocks to watch out for today? What happened in today's session, and a few stocks for tomorrow as well.
Sure. So here's a quick, stocks and sector heat map that I've found online. So now this gives us a very good idea of what are the top performing sectors for the day, top performing stocks for the day, and stocks which we have to avoid for a couple of days. We see Reliance is highlighted here with a loss of 1.07%. If we quickly load up the chart of Reliance Industries, now Reliance Industries ka stock, it is directly impacted by the crude oil prices that we have globally. If Brent cruise rises, Reliance Industries faces a pressure because the main operations of Reliance Industries is related to oil and crude,
Points.
and they have to deal with all of it. A recent news came in that Reliance Industries has bought a couple of million barrels of Russian crude oil at a subsidized rate. Well, of course, it was not cheap. The Russians are not charging us, giving us any discounts on the oil that they're bringing to us. But Reliance has started bringing in that Russian crude so that they can match that demand that they're facing at the petrol pumps. This exact news led to this huge rally that we saw. Now, something that we discussed in the previous sessions as well, कोई भी stock, कोई भी commodity, कोई भी asset, it never goes up vertically in a straight line. If you see that the stock is rising in a straight line, you'll see a moment when the stock prices cools off maybe 1, 2, 3, 4%. Once that cool off has settled in, that's the exact point when you'll see a rally again. This is exactly what we are seeing in Reliance right now. We saw a vertical rally, saw cool off, again a rally, and now it's a cool off. And I think from here we can see a good rally of up to 1480 in the upcoming days. So 1480, 1474. This is a 7-8 point range that we have to look out for in Reliance Industries in the upcoming days, maybe upcoming sessions. Given that crude oil prices globally is falling and now Russia is providing oil to Reliance, so I believe it will most likely cool down the sentiments, and we can see a good move in Reliance in upcoming days.
Correct, correct. Ajit, what is the price of crude oil right now?
As per the Indian rupees, crude oil is trading at around 8,000 rupees. We can check it out through the MCX price that we have for crude oil futures. Yeah, 8,100. If we convert that into US dollars, we can quickly see that the crude oil is around $88 for a barrel. Now, this again, the reason why crude oil is falling is because the G7 countries, seeing the sharp rise in crude oil and seeing the status of the Strait of Hormuz, which is the heart of the entire crude oil supply across the globe, seeing the situation getting worse over there, the G7 countries decided to liquidate their strategic oil reserves. This move is something which is pulling the crude oil prices down, because suddenly we see a hope that okay, crude oil supply, it's not game over. There are countries who are liquidating their oil reserves, so we will have crude oil in future.
100%, 100%. Now, Ajit, can we also look at any stocks for tomorrow, or do you are you asking the retail investors to stay out of the market this entire week?
No, I believe today's market session was a session where we can look out for some new rally. Maybe this gap will be filled in the upcoming
Mhm.
sessions. This gap, we have a gap between 24 300, 24 440. We've got multiple gaps. See, market may, if you have one gap, two gap, that is fine. But if you have multiple gaps, if you have more than 3, 4 gaps in multiple trading sessions, that too in a week, we've seen 3, 4 gaps in a week. This does not give you a sign of a healthy market. So definitely these gaps will be covered. The way retail investors can benefit from this gap covering is by having good quality stocks in their portfolio. So we already discussed Glenmark for today's trading session in yesterday. Today we discussed Reliance Industries, something that investors can add from here till a target of 1474.
Got it, got it. Ajit, so let's close this session by mentioning one mistake that retail investors would generally make in the market.
In today's market, I believe if such scenario continues, the most common mistake that a retail investor would make. Now, in this part, I would like to talk about the option traders of the industry, people who trade options, or maybe people who are new to options and now they have to see such market scenarios. I believe in this case, it's important to understand the difference between option buying, option selling, and the basic Greeks that you have in options. See, there are various Greeks. There are delta, there's gamma, there's theta. Then there's intrinsic value, which we also call as IV. Then there's something called as TV, which is time value, which is again theta. So I believe these are some concepts that investors have to, especially traders, not investors. Option traders, I believe they should go through all of these concepts, get them through their head, understand it thoroughly before trading such markets. Because I believe the best way to benefit or profit out of a sideways market through option trading is when you can identify the right levels and if you sell the right option. I repeat, making money in such sideways market is not through option buying, is through option selling. Sell options, sell the right strike price, mark your levels, trade those points, and that's exactly how you make money out of a sideways market. So I believe the biggest mistake that an option trader would make is not going through the Greeks, not understanding the fundamentals of option trading and directly entering the markets. And that's exactly the recipe for losing money in option trading.
Got it, got it. In fact, Ajit, today morning I was going through one news. It said that in the entire world, in the global markets, India has the most traded option contracts.
Absolutely. Now, there's also, I've got some facts around that as well. If you remember a couple of months ago, I believe, I said 8 to 9 months ago, we used to have daily expiry in the market. Nifty used to expire daily. There were daily expiry contracts, and that daily expiry was the exact gamble that people used to play in option trading. Imagine this: you have a contract today, it opens at in the morning and it expires by the end of the day. So if you have invested 1 lakh rupees in an option, you forgot to sell your option. By the end of the day, your 1 lakh rupees, it's wiped, it's gone,
Right.
expired. That money never existed, right? So that is the reason why we had so many volumes in option trading earlier, because everybody wanted to trade daily, everybody wanted to get rich quick through option trading. And when SEBI eliminated the daily expiry thing, we saw a drop in option trading. But still, the weekly expiry and the monthly expiry stuff, this is still driving a lot of get rich quick schemes. So I believe this scheme is not wrong. Option trading is not wrong. The moment you do not understand the fundamentals and when then you enter the market, that's when it becomes gambling. So gambling is wrong, option trading is not wrong. Understand the basics, understand the Greeks, understand why is the option moving, mark the levels, trade them, and when you thoroughly understand everything, that's when it becomes trading. So I believe trading is important, understanding basics is important.
100%, 100%. Today's session was actually very insightful and knowledgeable too for our viewers. Arjit, thank you so much for joining and your time.
Thank you so much for having me, Kadam.
Thank you, everyone. We'll again tune back tomorrow exactly at 4 p.m. Thank you.